As we start our presentation, I welcome any nurses in the audience to please stand. Today, we the angels of Allegheny and all nurses in attendance pay honor to one of our colleagues. For nursing is not lived in isolation. We rely on each other in our efforts to provide care. It is appropriate that we honor our colleagues not only during their career as a nurse, but also at the end of life's journey. Nursing is a calling, a lifestyle, a way of living. Nurses are here today to honor First Lieutenant Sharon Ann Lane and her life as a nurse. Sharon is not remembered by her time as a nurse, but the differences she made during her life by stepping into people's lives by special moments.
Sharon Ann Lane was born July 7, 1943 in Zanesville, Ohio. 2 years later, the family moved to Canton, where Sharon spent the remainder of her childhood. She graduated from Canton South High School in June 1961 and decided to pursue her dream of becoming a nurse by attending the Altman Hospital School of Nursing. She graduated in 1965 and worked at a local hospital for 2 years before trying her hand in the business world. She made it through 3 quarters at the Canton Business College before deciding to join the U.S. Army Nurse Corps Reserve on April 18, 1968. Training for second lieutenant, Lane began on May 5, 1968 at Fort Sam, Houston, Texas. She graduated on June 14, 1968, and just 3 days later reported for her duty at the Army's Fitzsimmons General Hospital in Denver, Colorado. Her first assignment was with 3 TB wards, but after receiving a promotion to first lieutenant, she was placed in the Cardiac Division's intensive care unit and recovery room. She worked in the ICU until April 24, 1969, when she reported to Travis Airport Base, California, with orders sending her to Vietnam. First Lieutenant Lane arrived at the 312th Evacuation Hospital in Chu Lao on April 29. She was originally assigned to the intensive care unit, but a few days later was reassigned to the Vietnamese ward. Nursing in this ward was often physically and emotionally challenging, yet Lane repeatedly declined transfers to another ward. She worked 5 days a week, 12 hours a day, and spent her off-duty time taking care of the most critically injured American soldiers in the surgical ICU. She thrived despite the demanding schedule and was adored and respected by coworkers and patients alike. On the morning of June 8, 1969, the 312th Evacuation Hospital was struck by a salvo of 122 millimeter rockets fired by the Viet Cong. One rocket struck between the Ward 4A and 4B, killing 2 people and wounding another 27. Among the dead was First Lieutenant Lane, who died instantly by fragmentation wounds to the chest. She was 1 month shy of her 26th birthday. Though one of 8 American military nurses who died while serving Vietnam, Sharon Lane was the only American nurse killed as a direct result of hostile fire. Lane was buried with full military honors at Sunset Hills Burial Park in her hometown of Canton, Ohio. For her service in Vietnam, First Lieutenant Sharon Ann Lane was awarded the Purple Heart, the Bronze Star with V device, the National Defense Service Medal, the Vietnam Service Medal, the National Order of Vietnam Medal, and the Vietnamese Gallantry Cross with Palm. In the years that followed her death, various individuals and organizations honored Lane in a variety of ways. On November 11, 1969, the Fitzsimmons Hospital named its recovery room the Lane Recovery Suite and put a plaque and a picture on display. In that same year, the Daughters of the American Revolution named her Outstanding Nurse of the Year and posthumously awarded her the Anita Newcomb McGee Medal in 1970. In 1973, a statue of Lane was dedicated in front of Altman Hospital, and in 1986, the hospital opened the Sharon Lane Women's Center in the front lobby. The Canton chapter of the Vietnam Veterans of America officially changed its name to the Sharon Ann Lane Chapter number 199, and roads in Denver, Colorado, and Fort Belvoir, Virginia have been named in her honor. Despite the fact that over 30 years have passed since her death, First Lieutenant Sharon Ann Lane remains an important symbol representing the sacrifices and service of the thousands of American women who served in Vietnam. The Angels of Allegheny are honored to pay tribute to this fallen hero who represented our profession in the most ultimate way. We would like to thank Paul and Mary Jane Ford for inviting us to be a part of the tribute today.
We bring with us a flag bearing St. George's Cross. It is blood red on a field of white, which for centuries stood for unselfish service. Whenever it appears, it suggests that those who bear it are eager and ready to soothe those who suffer regardless of a position, color, or creed. It represents the person's dedication as a nurse.
A nurse's profession. Do not cry because I am gone. Know instead, because I lived, perhaps another life was able to continue on. That where a child cried in fear, I was able to comfort and wipe his tear. And when a parent suffered a horrific loss, I tried to give them strength with which to carry their cross. I cried in moments of joy when I was there to say it was a girl or boy. I offered the shoulder on which to cry when the one you loved most was not able to say goodbye. I was there to offer hugs and tissues when the news was good and the fear of death no longer an issue. When the end of life's journey for some was near, they weren't alone as I held their hand while they faced their final tear. Perhaps your grief for me will lessen when you realize all the memories that will live in the hearts of those I've touched through my chosen profession. For I was there when they needed a nurse.
A nurse's prayer. Let me dedicate my life today to those who care for those who come my way. Let me touch each one with a gentle art for which I stand. And then tonight, when the day is done, let me rest in peace if I've helped one.
Will First Lieutenant Sharon C. Lane please report for duty? Will First Lieutenant Sharon C. Lane please report for duty? Will First Lieutenant Sharon C. Lane please report for duty?
First Lieutenant Sharon Ann Lane's RN license is officially retired.
We bring with us the Florence Nightingale lantern, which represents the lamp Florence Nightingale carried when making her rounds during the Crimean War. She watched over 4 miles of patient wards and became known by the soldiers as the Lady with the Lamp. We burn this lamp in memory of First Lieutenant Sharon Lane and all nurses who died while serving the military. Thank you for allowing the Angels of Allegheny to honor the military nurses who courageously served our country.